And hello, I'm Alan Cook, the proud owner of the older, mature Mona Lisa. This is the younger Mona Lisa. I have nearly 600 YouTubes, and it gets into pretty good little micro images that we're going to be talking about now. Now you're going to lose me for now, and I'm going to show you and keep talking about that the X-ray that is right here that where I'm going to be pulling down, that is in the Mona Lisa that they took and found. And I'm going to show you the image that is so micro that it's virtually impossible, well, it has to be impossible, for it to even be believed that anybody could even do it. It has to be the master of masters, which is Leonardo da Vinci, that could microscopic put an image of the whole Mona Lisa X-ray on her face that you cannot see with the human eye. So let me put this down. And this is the image in which we're talking about. It's blown up, but it's preset. And this is from the Mona Lisa. This is also from the Mona Lisa, but the older Mona Lisa. And this is where it is on her face. This is Melzi Francisca, this is Leonardo da Vinci, and also it has a writing that says Melzi, and I do believe it also has a writing that says Sali. So it looks like it says S-A-L, okay, and a little A and an I, okay, but he integrates his loves, okay, and this is Leo, and I'm going to show you when you overlay this, you can see the outline bleeding through of the hat that they have. And you can also, when you pull this down, you can see the little tip, and it comes across in the backside of this hat. Well, it's not hat, it's hair. And then you can see, you see these dots of feet. These are feet that he made, like connect the feet, and these are arms. Well, these feet, when you pull them down, you can see these dots matching the area of them. It gets better. When you take a look at this circle here, this circle, oval, and you put it up, you can actually see this head, but you pull it on up and you pull it down, you can see it bleeding through the green. See? When you, it gets better when I invert it for you. It's going to change. If you take a look at the shoe, I call it the shoe, which is one of his marks that he hides, it actually gets from smaller to larger, and it goes from here and it goes bigger here, and that's the way he is. Now, when you take this and you actually reduce it, it actually comes out to have more of him in there. This looks like a long slinky body of a woman, but it is portioned to be both large and small, and you can see how when you scoot it over, it matches beautifully in here. So you can see the beginning of the face of the beautiful woman, and how it slides on down, it comes back. So you take that and you scoot it over, and there you are. Now I'm going to invert it in a second. I think there's a few more. You can see a white indentation in here into this long black covered up sheet, and that's where it is. It's in reverse. You see this roundness of a head and a shoulder. Here's the head, here's the shoulder. Fits in there. Okay, now I'm going to invert it for you, and things will change even better in the sense, well, not better, but they will change for you to see. This is what you see on the internet of the X-ray. And then when you put this up, you can see his shoulder, okay, how it flows into the shoulder. See? Right there. Perfect match. And you can see how that slinky lady arm is actually sloops on down. that he makes the arm a slinky lady. You can see the black eyes. You can see where the eyes were, and he moves them. Don't forget his artwork moves. Follow my YouTubes and you'll learn it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this, or this, with another one that was changed to an invert. I inverted this one. That's the same image for you to see that this face with the eye and snout shows up. As you see, you pull this down, right in here, you pull it up, he's got the surrounding, he gives you these little things. And I'm receiving these little things for the reason is because they will not show them to you. They don't want you to know what's in the Mona Lisa hidden. I found the elephant in the corner, real micro, and it could only be done. It's kind of like the shoe. And it's going to be coming up on my next YouTube. And Leonardo da Vinci is tricky. Now look, here's a person, long body person, and he gives you this face right there to match the person. You here got an eye and an eye here, and it fits in the eyes when you go to put it. His hair and his sloop fits. Leonardo da Vinci would take this and even make it larger, and it will show up even on a larger. It'll show it in a smaller. So it gets pretty good. Watch this. Now here's another image. The same image was smaller, and when you overlay this, you can see a portion which I cut off accidentally from years ago, but it come out to be a good piece. And you can see how the shoulders, got to move it one notch because it was set up for maybe 2 notches. Well, one too many, I think, maybe. Oh no, 1 extra, so it would have been 3, lucky number 3. There. So you can see how the shoulder fits into the shoulder. Same angle, okay? And what he does is, again, you can see that he can make his items move, okay? You can see the shadow of like clouds. That means, for what I've learned, is that there's a movement in his works. So if you see this piece coming up here, that's what this piece is. So even though it doesn't fit there, I can shift it back to that third, and it will fit, see? And the reason there's a difference between it is because he makes his artwork move like a flip book or a TV that's not plugged into the wall. You can see these images when I reduce it back down, drop it down to 2 or 3 more, that are fitting in here again. This man is crazy. You see this nose? That's a beak of a bird. He integrated his man into a bird because guess what? For you want to know, Leonardo da Vinci loved to fly. Now, out of these images, you see this V in here? See the V? Okay. So this is a Mona Lisa X-ray. This is not an X-ray. This is penetrated with a 100 megapixel phase 1 camera. Okay, I had 719 photo shots done, 1.5 inches off the canvas, and they're 1 inch by 1.5 inch shots, super blown, microscopic. I had a $15,000 microscope that I had to put away within 2 weeks. Couldn't use. Oh, I want to put this to where I can invert it for you to see what you're watching. That's the same, but you also can see the outline in the shadow of the green. And what is very neat is here it doesn't highlight as much as this. And the reason is because it went through its own transparency, or I got lucky on the way it was hidden. So with all that in mind for you to know, it's that his work is extremely difficult to find. Well, I'm going to be showing you one of his images. These are all microscopic, cannot be seen. If you were even to look at this whole area on her face, you might, if you gathered it together, you might consider it half the width of a hair, and you wouldn't know what it is. That big of an area. So if you were to penetrate down looking at this or this, you can't see it or know what it is. Okay, I can't shoot the messenger, please. I do not know why or how he did his work, but I do know he's good at his work, and I don't think anybody could beat him on his years in which he has done. I mean, 565 years in our past our lifetime, more than what would be if we lived to be 90. That would be divided into 565, 6 plus times our own lifetime, and he is still being talked about today. This is a diary, and each item in which he touched, this is what's kind of comical, and they can laugh all they want. Okay, they say that Leonardo da Vinci was left-handed and he painted with his left and all this stuff, and he used a brush. It's almost impossible for that to be true in the sense of the brush part, but in the sense where he strokes it, the angle of the pitch, yes. But microscopic, if you have something that is smaller than a needle and you're going and putting these things in there, we're going how he did it, perhaps. How would you ever find a brush smaller than the needle point? You couldn't probably get a baby lamb's hair and do it. How he did it? Mystery still. But how did he remember to do it, and how did he hide the layers that this painting's identical to this painting? That I put out in my YouTube yesterday. If you want to hit the subscribe button, don't forget it's free to watch, and it has the answer in one of them. It's got something to do with the ABCs, and it's got something to do with numbers. There's your hint. Now, if you want to also see the other YouTube that's going to be coming out today, but I'm going to go get me a nice Mexican big old breakfast burrito. I'm hungry, and it took me all morning to do this, and it's 1 o'clock. And I want you to know that there's a God, and then there's also us, humans. And you have to forgive me on this factor, okay? I can't believe how much I'm talking about Leonardo da Vinci and his great works. But he doesn't hold a candle to God. And what I mean by that is because Leonardo da Vinci took a whole life to do this painting, and then Last Supper, and this one, and all his eating and sleeping and working and thinking all his life to pull together this knowledge to do what he did, and we're talking about him, and I'm going crazy about it. But he took 67 years of his life from birth till death to do this. Now, if you were standing on the edge of the ocean and you were looking at the wave that hit the rock and it sprayed up, and you photoshopped that on a 5x8 sheet and saw all those water drops on the 5x8, and then you analyzed every drop on that photo, I promise you, you will find that every single drop, if you got into it, was different. But they look the same. and at different distances. And within that 1/100th of a second, or 1 second of God's creation on that one part of earth and water, God blew him away with megatrillions of images within that 5x8 sheet. Yes, there's trillion of images in this painting. There's trillion of images in this Mona Lisa. Absolutely. Front and back. Okay? He knitted the canvas that you would never see before he painted it. It's in my YouTubes. It is absolutely almost insane to even tell you that, in a sense, for it's unbelievable. Who would ever do that? Well, it's in my YouTubes to explain that too. All you have to do to start learning is look at my 600 YouTubes approximately. They're numbered up almost up to 500, but I didn't start numbering until there were over 120 of them, because I wanted to know how many I was doing. And that, might as well number them. Maybe I'll have a system. But there's 120, I think like 121 or 127 or something in there that I haven't even numbered. And they were under different names. But anyway, so for you to know that God has got the whole world, the whole ocean, all the animals, all the fish, all the people. Now you're an artist as great as the Mona Lisa, because you change in every aspect. And with that to say is that God blows him away on 1 second compared to 67 years of his life. And with that I say, please stay inside, stay safe, and may God bless the whole world, and the universe, and the heavens, and you have a beautiful, beautiful night. And please subscribe. Amen.